Hi, good afternoon. This is the boy. He sing a song again. This is boy. 2 boys. This is boys. She sing a song and he like to sing a song. He's one bigger and one small. She's good. It's very nice and we have a sister. Oh no, no person. Bye. This is picture girl. She's a nice girl. I like your cow this and this very nice red and we have a good girl. I like your cow. He's nice. I think he's a girl. Nice. He's fast. Very fast. I like your girl. Oh, bye. This is book. I'm reading this book. This is really good book. I like your book. Cause it is very very good. He's nice, really nice. He's two boy and boy, good and boy is not good. Boy, bad and not good, a good boy. And she is very good book. I like it. I'm reading your Paris and it's really nice. Bye. This is music. This is music, nice music. I like her music. She's good music, and she's very nice music. She's good. She's using the song. I like her music. But this is boy. This boy, she smile. She's good boy. She's cool. She's very cool. She's very smile. And she's good. He is very good boy. He is very good. Nice. Bye.
In the book The Maze Runner, Thomas woke up, not remembering anything. He was so confused on what was going on. When Thomas woke up, he only saw boys. He was scared at first, not knowing his name. Thomas then got into a fight with Gally. He hit his head really hard and got his name back. Thomas then met Chuck. Chuck showed him the maze and the glade. The glade is where they lived. Will they finish the maze or will they be trapped forever? You're gonna have to read to find.
My book is The Board of Olympus by Rick Riordan. In the book, The Board of Olympus, Percy and his friend have to stop Gaia from destroying the Earth. They build a flying ship. They encounter many enemies along the way. There is a prophecy and they are worried because it says someone will die. When the Romans attack the Greeks, they have lots of monsters on their side. The team has to bring a special statue of Athena so the fighting will stop. To get there, they have to shadow travel and ride a Pegasus. When they get there, the Romans try to stop them from getting the statue to the camp. When Gaia comes out, Leo has a flying dragon made of metal and flies up to stop her. You should read this book to find out if the team will win or lose.
The Shadow Thieves by Anne Ursu. Z and Charlotte Mills Whiskey are in grave danger. A guy named Phil is taking innocent children in shadows, using Z's blood to power the shadows. Shadows may not seem too intimidating at first, but if only about 100 shadows can obliterate a full palace with bare hands, think again. Z and Charlotte are on a journey to somehow defeat this Phil guy and restore the children's shadows and save humanity. Will Charlotte and Z defeat this Phil guy and save the underworld, or fall and let humanity fall to some guy named Phil? This book is a great book that's interesting, makes you want to read the book, leaving you to figure out whether Z and Charlotte can defeat this Phil guy, or fall due to a guy taking people's shadows.
Rocky Road by Rose Kent. In this story, Tess, her deaf brother Jordan, and her mom, Delilah Domerson, all set out to go to Secondary, New York in their freezing cold van. When they get there, their first impression with the mayor of Secondary doesn't go so well. They knock the door right off the mayor's car driving into town. Soon, her mom tells Tess that they're opening an ice cream shop, a Cherry on Top. Tess totally disagrees with her mom at first, but on the day of opening of Cherry on Top, Tess' mom has shooting stars. She crashes after a long period of time, going faster than a rocket with everything that she does. It's up to Tess to save the day, their house, and the shop. If this book seems appealing to you, you might want to read it to find out if Tess saves the day, Movie Rocky Road by Rose Kemp.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid by Jeff Kenny. In the book Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Greg is mad because he has to sit next to these weird kids in class because he just sat down. Greg and his friend Raleigh are mad at each other. Why? This kid at their school made Raleigh eat Cheetos on the basketball field, and it was there for 2 years. People are mean to them. You should read this book because it is a humor book. In the book Warriors, The Last Hope by Aaron Hunter, Jay Feather, Lion Blaze, and Dovewing must find the fourth cat prophesied to help the clans to victory in the battle against the Dark Forest. With Ivy Pool spying on the Dark Forest cats in her dreams, and with Jay Feather's Lion Blazes and Dovewing's powers, the clans might stand a chance. But the Dark Forest is secretly training clan cats, and a lot of cats will die in this battle. But even with the warrior ancestor Star Clan, and even older mysterious ancient cats fighting on their side, will they win or be destroyed?
Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows by J.K. Rowling. In the book Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Harry, Ron, and Hermione decide not to go back to Hogwarts. They have to destroy the locket Dumbledore had given them the previous year, but the trio soon finds out that the journey is harder than it really looks. After a few weeks of the desperation of food drives them apart. But then, Harry and Hermione decide to visit the place Harry's parents were murdered and where he was born. A big surprise awaits Harry at Godric's Hollow. The trio ends up back at Hogwarts to face Voldemort in the Battle of Hogwarts. I think you should read this book because it is action-packed. It's also really funny. Read this book to find out what happens to Harry, Ron, and Hermione in the Battle of Hogwarts.
Dr. Parker's Fart Powder, written by Joe Nospo and illustrated by Mike Lowry. Dr. Parker's Fart Powder is a book about a kid named Nilly who lives in Oslo, Norway, and Nilly just moved here. When Nilly gets to his school, his teacher is surprised by how tiny he is and how smart he is. At recess, he gets picked on because how small he is and because he's new. After school, Nilly meets Dr. Proctor and he's working on a thing called Dr. Proctor's Fart Powder. Then after a while, they hire a new recruit, Lisa, Nilly's friend from school, and they are also neighbors. One day, Nilly's testing out some fart powder, and he accidentally has a tablespoon instead of a teaspoon, and he goes flying into outer space, and he comes down to Earth fine. I think it's a funny book, and it's a great way to have a laugh. Read Dr. Parker's Fart Powder and find out what happens.
The One and Only Ivan by Catherine Applegate. In this book, The One Ivan is a wonderful gorilla. He has a great curiosity. He is always looking for things to draw or do. He watches TV in his domain. Also, he and Stella are great friends. Stella is an elephant. Stella goes together with Ivan, just in separate domains. Stella and Ivan can connect through language. They talk. There's also another character named Mac. Mac is a zookeeper. He helps the animals and takes care of them. There's a lady that takes care of the animals with Mac. There's a little surprise at the end, but you'll have to find out and read the book to know. I think someone should read this book because it's a heartwarming story. They should also read this book because you get excited to read in an adventurous book. That's why you and all people should read this.
Werewolves of Wisconsin by Jonathan Rand. In the book Werewolves of Wisconsin, Germany and his friends keep finding werewolves, some of them wearing clothes. They see another werewolf and it starts chasing them. Then, they go to their librarian to ask her if she knows anything, and she starts turning into a werewolf. Terrifying danger awaits them at every corner. Why was this outbreak of werewolves happening? What will Jeremy and his friends do to stop the outbreak of werewolves in Madison, Wisconsin? You should read this book to find out what Jeremy and his friends do to stop the werewolves and save Madison, Wisconsin.
Goosebumps Portland Sloppy New Year by R.L. Stein. In this book, there are two boys. They are brothers. The oldest brother's best friend and him want to have a New Year's Eve party until one visit to Horland and a store called Chiller House. The oldest one bought a dummy, and he said 6 magic words, and the dummy came to life. That dummy did so many horrible things, the New Year's Eve party was almost taken away. Then, one visit to the oldest one's friend's house changed that. They went over there and everyone wanted the oldest one to put on a show, so he did. That is when the dummy came to life. Find out what happens next. Read the book, Goosebumps Horland Sloppy New Year. You should read this book because it's very good and you always want to know what happens.
The book The Lightning Thief, illustrated by Percy, the main character, discovers he's a half-blood. He also finds out he is the son of Poseidon. He also fights many cool monsters, like a Cyclops. He meets other gods too, like Zeus. Why someone else should read this book? Percy Jackson, The Lightning Thief, is a great book for anyone, especially kids that like Greek mythology.
No Talking by Andrew Clement. In this book, Dave wants the girls to know that the girls are talkative than boys, so Lindsay thinks he is wrong, so the girls and boys go against each other and have a contest who can not talk the longest for 2 days. Since the girls were really thinking about this, they decided to come up with a way to communicate with each other without talking. So they decided to do sign language. Since the girls were coming up with other ways, the boys were spying on them to see if they were talking. And if they were, then that means the boys would have got a point. So they didn't see anyone talking. They have a piece of paper and use sign language for the girls. So since the boys were thinking about that, they were coming up with a way to be quiet the whole time. And if you like this book, if you like books that are about drama, this would be a good book for you.
Beyonders, A World Without Heroes by Brandon Wolfe. In this book, an 8th grader named Jason Walker fantasy world. Such themes as wizards and knights and priests. An evil emperor named Maldor rules over the land. Jason meets a girl named Rachel, and they team up to take down the emperor. Jason meets a lot of strange people in the way. Will he succeed? Other people should read this book because it has a lot of action and it's very cool and crazy.
In the book, the girl who was supposed to die, the main character, woke up and doesn't know where or who she is. All she knows is that she is in a ransacked cabin that 2 men are also in. And that she has to run. This book will leave you with tons of cliffhangers. Read this book to find out if she gets out alive.
How to Kill a Monster by R.L. Stein. In this book, How to Kill a Monster, Clark and Gretchen have to go to their grandparents' house while their parents are on a business trip. Their grandparents' house is in the swamp, very creepy. Then, as they are playing a game of hide-and-go-seek, they discover a monster in a room with a silver key. Their grandparents told them to stay away, but they didn't listen. Now it's up to them to kill the monster. You should read this book to find out if Clark and Gretchen can kill the monster they let out of the room with a silver key.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul by Jeff Kinney. This book is about family gone wrong. One nice family kid thing. Pretty much This book is called Diary of a Woman in Hard Luck, written by Jeff Kinney. This book is about two good friends named Greg and Rowley. Later on in the book, they have an Easter egg hunt at Greg's grandma's. About a year or so later, in the book, they have another one, but when they come, they see a big fat dog in Grandma's yard. The whole family comes for this one because Grandma had died and she had left one of her diamond rings in one of the plastic eggs. Then again, this is Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Hard Luck, written by Jeff Kinney.
In the book Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Third Wheel, Greg and Rowley have some dating trouble. Greg and his family go to a fast food place and Manny gets lost in the tubes. Greg tries to start a bike service with Rowley and they don't do very well. When they are at a dance, they get invaded by grandparents and have to stop. I think someone should read this book because it is very funny and witty.
In the book Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the Heffleys win a pig at the fair, and the pig gets in lots of trouble, which is really funny. Also, when they're in the car, they start playing games, and everybody's having fun, even Arthur. After that, they get rid of the pig, Ben and Greg's little brother starts crying. Another reason you should read this book is because it's really funny, full of comedy. Read the book to find out what happens next. The end.
In this book, a girl named Louise gets a letter that says, "I'm your biggest fan." Louise and her best friend Rennie think it's the pizza delivery boy. Louise is waiting for Benny the pizza stalker, she calls him, to ask her to the spring fling dance. Rennie's brother Henderson is Louise's best boyfriend. Henderson is writing a novel and has applied for a writer's camp. When Henderson gets accepted to the writer's camp, he goes away and Louise realizes who the pizza stalker is. This book is good for girls. People should read this book because it's fun to read and you never know what's going to happen.